Hello everyone and welcome back to the Defense and Technology channel. The FGM-148 Javelin, or Advanced Anti-Tank Weapon System Medium, AAWSM, is an American-made portable man-portable anti-tank system in service since 1996 and continuously upgraded. It replaced the M47 Dragon anti-tank missile in U.S. service. Its fire and forget design uses automatic infrared guidance that allows the user to seek cover immediately after launch, in contrast to wire-guided systems, like the system used by the Dragon, which require a user to guide the weapon throughout the engagement. The Javelin's high-explosive anti-tank, HEAT, warhead can defeat modern tanks by top attack, hitting them from above, where their armor is thinnest, and is also useful against fortifications in a direct attack flight. As of 2019, according to claims by the manufacturer, the Javelin had been used in around 5,000 successful engagements. Javelin is a fire-and-forget missile with lock-on before launch and automatic self-guidance. The system takes a top-attack flight profile against armored vehicles, attacking the usually thinner top armor, but can also make a direct attack, for use against buildings, targets too close for top attack, targets under obstructions, and helicopters. It can reach a peak altitude of 150 meters, 490 feet, in top attack mode and 60 meters, 200 feet, in direct attack mode. Initial versions had a range of 2,000 meters, 6,600 feet, later increased to 2,500 meters, 8,200 feet. It is equipped with an imaging infrared seeker. The tandem warhead is fitted with two shaped charges, a precursor warhead to detonate any explosive reactive armor and a primary warhead to penetrate base armor. The missile is ejected from the launcher to a safe distance from the operator before the main rocket motors ignite, a soft launch arrangement. This makes it harder to identify the launcher, though backblast from the launch tube still poses a hazard to nearby personnel. The firing team may move as soon as the fire-and-forget missile has been launched, or immediately prepare to fire on their next target. The missile system is sometimes carried by two soldiers consisting of a gunner and an ammunition bearer, although one soldier can fire it. While the gunner aims and fires the missile, the ammunition bearer scans for prospective targets, watches for threats like enemy vehicles or troops, and ensures that personnel and obstacles are clear of the missile's launch backblast. In 1983, the United States Army introduced its AAWSM, Advanced Anti-Tank Weapon System, Medium, requirement, and, in 1985, the AAWSM was approved for development. In August 1986, the Proof of Principle, POP, phase of development began, with a $30 million contract awarded for technical proof demonstrators, Ford Aerospace, Laser Beam Riding, Hughes Aircraft Missile System Group, Imaging Infrared combined with a fiber optic cable link, and Texas Instruments, Imaging Infrared. In late 1988, the POP phase ended and, in June 1989, the full-scale development contract was awarded to a joint venture of Texas Instruments and Martin Marietta, now Raytheon and Lockheed Martin. The AAWSM received the designation of FGM-148. In April 1991, the first test flight of the Javelin succeeded, and in March 1993, the first test firing from the launcher succeeded. In 1994, low levels of production were authorized, and the first Javelins were deployed with U.S. Army units in 1996. Test and evaluation. Development test and evaluation is conducted to demonstrate the engineering design and development process is complete. It is used to reduce risk, validate, and qualify the design. It also ensures that the product is ready for government acceptance. The DT&E results are evaluated to ensure that design risks have been minimized and the system will meet specifications. Results are also used to estimate the system's military readiness when it is introduced into service. DT&E serves a critical purpose as it reduces the risks of hazards by testing selected high-risk components or subsystems. DT&E is the government developing agency tool used to confirm that the system performs as specified and that the system is ready for field testing. DT&E is an iterative process of designing, building, testing, identifying deficiencies, fixing, retesting, and repeating. It is performed in the factory, laboratory, and on the proving ground by the contractors and the government. Contractor and government testing is combined into one integrated test program and conducted to determine if the performance requirements have been met and to provide data to the decision authority. The General Accounting Office, GAO, since renamed Government Accountability Office, published a report questioning the adequacy of Javelin testing. The report, titled Army Acquisition, Javelin is not ready for multi-year procurement, opposed entering into full-rate production in 1997 and expressed the need for further operational testing due to the many redesigns undergone. In 1995, Secretary of Defense William Perry had set forth 5 new operational test initiatives. These included 1. Getting operational testers involved early in development, 2. Use of modeling and simulation, 3. Integrating development and operational testing, 4. Combining testing and training, and 5. Applying concepts to demos and acquisitions. The late-phase development of the Javelin retroactively benefited from the then-new operational test initiatives set forth by the Secretary of Defense, as well as a further test conducted as a consequence of the Army's response to the GAO report. Before the Milestone 3 decision, and before fielding to 3rd Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment at Fort Benning, also Army Rangers, Special Forces, Airborne, Air Assault, and Light Infantry, the Javelin was subjected to limited parts of the 5 operational test and evaluation initiatives, as well as a portability operational test program. An additional test phase of the so-called product verification test, which included live firings with the full-rate configuration weapon. Per initiatives and as a DT&E function, the Institute for Defense Analyses, IDA, and the Defense Department's Director of Operational Test and Evaluation, DOT&E, became involved in 3 development test activities, including 1. Reviewing initial operational test and evaluation plans, 2. Monitoring initial operational test and evaluation, and 3. Structuring follow-on test and evaluation activities. The results of these efforts detected problems, training included, and corrected significant problems which led to modified test plans, savings in test costs, and GAO satisfaction. Missile. Warhead. Missile components. A Javelin fired by a U.S. soldier in Jordan during Eager Lion 2019. The Javelin missile's tandem warhead is a high-explosive anti-tank, HEAT, type. This round utilizes an explosive-shaped charge to create a stream of superplastically deformed metal formed from trumpet-shaped metallic liners. The result is a narrow high-velocity particle stream that can penetrate armor. The Javelin counters the advent of explosive reactive armor, ERA. ERA boxes or tiles lying over a vehicle's main armor explode when struck by a warhead. This explosion does not harm the vehicle's main armor, but causes steel panels to fly across the path of a heat round's narrow particle stream, disrupting its focus and leaving it unable to cut through the main armor. The Javelin uses 2 shape-charge warheads in tandem. The weak, smaller diameter heat precursor charge detonates the ERA, clearing the way for the much larger diameter heat warhead, which then penetrates the target's primary armor. A 2-layered molybdenum liner is used for the precursor and a copper liner for the main warhead. To protect the main charge from the explosive blast, shock, and debris caused by the impact of the missile's nose and the detonation of the precursor charge, a blast shield is used between the 2 charges. This was the first composite material blast shield and the first that had a hole through the middle to provide a jet that is less diffuse. A newer main charge liner produces a higher velocity jet. While making the warhead smaller, this change makes it more effective, leaving more room for propellant for the main rocket motor, and thus increasing the missile's range. Electronic arming and fusing, called Electronic Safe Arming and Fire, ESAF, is present on the Javelin. The ESAF system enables the firing and arming process to proceed, while imposing a series of safety checks on the missile. ESAF cues the launch motor after the trigger is pulled. When the missile reaches a key acceleration point, indicating that it has cleared the launch tube, the ESAF initiates a second arming signal to fire the flight motor. After another check on missile conditions, target lock check, ESAF initiates final arming to enable the warheads for detonation upon target impact. When the missile strikes the target, ESAF enables the tandem warhead function, provide appropriate time between the detonation of the precursor charge and the detonation of the main charge. Though the Javelin's tandem heat warhead has proven efficient at destroying tanks, most threats it was employed against in Iraq and Afghanistan were weapon crews and teams, buildings, and lightly armored and unarmored vehicles. To make the Javelin more useful in these scenarios, the Aviation and Missile Research, Development, and Engineering Center developed a multi-purpose warhead, MPWH, for the FGM-148F. While it is still lethal against tanks, the new warhead has a naturally fragmenting steel warhead case that doubles the effectiveness against personnel due to enhanced fragmentation. The MPWH does not add weight or cost and has a lighter composite missile midbody to enable drop-in replacement to existing Javelin tubes. The Javelin F model was planned to begin deliveries in early 2020. The improved missile design, along with new lighter CLU with an improved target tracker, dubious, discuss, entered production in May 2020. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.
Я кого-то сейчас...
Ми з України. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!